Hello, hello, welcome back to the channel. So when I was struggling, I truly thought that until the end of time, I would have to keep things like peanut butter, chips, crackers, completely out of the house or I would lose control on them. And now I have chocolate in my fridge, I have crackers in my pantry, and I never even think about them until maybe I'm hungry and want them. There's no losing control. And you can do the same. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to do that, how you can keep these trigger forbidden foods in your house without losing control on them like I used to. I remember when I used to struggle, just even the thought of having a piece of candy or something in a cabinet would literally felt like it burnt a hole in my mind. No matter how fulfilled my life was, no matter what I was doing, what I was working on, I could not stop thinking about that thing. And then I'd say, okay, like go have one. You've been good all day. And I'd have one and I'd want to finish it all or finish the whole bag. And then I would go through this process of, oh man, you already ate. You already screwed up your diet. You screwed up your plan. You might as well just finish it all and start back over tomorrow. So if this cycle is familiar in any way, then make sure you watch this full video because I'll give you tactical steps to really move beyond it. So the first things first is kind of the mindset around this so you can actually keep foods in your house. Number one is releasing the all or nothing mentality. When you have this idea of like, I'll use the example of chips because they're good. So when you have this example of chips are bad, I'm not going to let myself have chips. Okay, I'm gonna have one. It can create this snowball effect in your mind because it has this experience of this is off limits tomorrow, this is off limits in my life, this is off limits on Monday or later. I better go ahead and get it all in now. So it creates this like mystique around these trigger foods, you know, peanut butter, chips, whatever your thing is that you can't seem to put down once you start. If you release the all or nothing mentality and truly, really deeply embody the idea that you are allowed to have these foods in any time should you choose. There's not this black and white diet-like thinking. And what's insane is as you really embrace this, you'll want those foods less and less. And there may be a little bit of a messy period. That's what we guide people through in the beginning of our program. But you can get to this place where these foods can be around and you can do this in phases. So I think it's really dangerous when a coach tells someone who's binge eating or losing control on a jar of peanut butter and scraping the bottom looking for more to just eat when they're hungry, stop when they're full, and keep a bunch of shit in their house without being in this place of power. So let's talk about the phases, the steps you can take to get into a place of power. So number one, first, most likely, if you want to finish every bag of everything that you open in your house, most likely you're just not eating enough. So we want to make sure you're eating enough, eating adequately, eating a variety of foods, and feeling satisfied. And yes, this includes carbohydrates. And yes, you can lose weight or maintain weight even with eating them. So after you get this place of eating enough, then maybe you can add in some variety. So let's say carbs, you can play with different carbs, you can try different things. So you create this feeling of freedom, but you still have this feeling of safety. And then the next step could be maybe experimenting with some of those trigger foods outside of the house. And no, I'm not talking about hiding in your car and getting 6 bags of your favorite candy and eating it there. I'm talking about maybe an experience you want to have with friends, maybe splitting appetizers with a group, maybe having dessert at the table and telling yourself, you don't have to finish it all now. You can come back at any time and have this thing. And once you're getting in a place of power where you're eating adequately, you're thinking about food less, you're feeling more in your power, then we can move into the phase of maybe bringing some things in the home. And you know you are the authority on you, no matter what I say or what any coach says. So if you're having a really bad craving-filled day, that's probably not the day to go shopping and stock the cabinets with those forbidden foods. But on a day you feel really in your power and you're taking care of yourself, it could be time, right? So when you're going to the grocery store, check in, take a couple deep breaths, check in and decide, hey, what's that one food that's not so out of my comfort zone that it's gonna create this spiral, but it's a little bit out of my comfort zone because technically my comfort zone is what has been keeping me stuck. And you practice with one, you get some momentum with that, you practice with another, you get some momentum with that, and over time, this scary forbidden food loses its pull, and you begin to foster this feeling of trust and belief in yourself and trust in your body. And there's a whole nother phase of really getting connected to your body and operating from a place of connection and present moment choices versus this plotted, planned place in the head. But that's for another video, right? Or you can surf around our channel. We have a ton of information on that. But what I wanted to talk about was really getting you through this process. And then the next phase is, okay, now things are allowed. How can I connect with myself, eat in a way that really honors and supports myself mentally, emotionally, physically, and what I want for the highest version of me through deeply connecting to my body. And I know this stuff can seem like a lot if you've been operating on a meal plan forever. So that is why I made you something to support you through navigating this confusing area. I know it was really confusing for me, and it's confusing for a lot of the women we've successfully served right when they come in our program. That's why within a week or two, they have this, they're back in their power. We know how important it is to get you back in your power and get you kind of clear from all this chaos and mental confusion very fast. And so I put some of those tips in the free training that you can access by clicking the link. It's either in the description or someplace around this video. So click that link now, enter your information. You will get instant access to this training that I know will support you in being able to have food in the house for your family, for your loved ones, for your kids without completely losing control on snacks, right? And then waking up in that like terrible food hangover the next day. So go get that training now. And if you like this video, click like. I would love to hear from you in the comments below, or maybe share it with a friend who you know could use the support too. So sending you a ton of love, and I will see you on the vlog next week.